Both the 2024 report from the OECD's Future of Education and Skills 2030 initiative and the findings from the 24th ICMI International Commission on Mathematical Instruction emphasize the need to utilize mathematics in practical, real-world situations within an interdisciplinary framework. Mathematics curriculum reform content and pedagogies are also being influenced by particular mathematics education movements such as realistic mathematics education, critical mathematics education, and ethnomathematics education. The aim of this work is to identify the mathematical content of tasks concerning a juggling activity. Ethnomathematics centers on the human development of mathematics, exploring how and why people create and apply mathematical concepts. It encourages the creative examination of how mathematical ideas are implemented across various cultural groups. D'Ambrosio defines cultural groups as those characterized by shared objects and traditions. These groupings may include urban and rural communities, labor unions, professional classes, children of a specific age, indigenous societies, and many more. The OSA ontosemiotic approach enabled the researchers to identify 6 types of mathematical objects involved in developing effective practices. This is a scheme of the 6 mathematical objects. Within the OSA framework, 6 types of primary mathematical objects are proposed. Problems, intra or extra mathematical, tasks, exercises, languages, terms, expressions, notation, graphics, concepts, definitions or descriptions, propositions, what is stated about the concepts, procedures, algorithms, operations, calculation techniques, and arguments to explain and validate propositions and procedures, deductive or otherwise. The methodology is a qualitative one, often used in the mathematical field. We designed tasks devoted to formal education, even if now we are going to present just one of them due to the limited time available. The data to be analyzed are in the proposed task, which is analyzed in a qualitative way. We are going to identify the involved mathematical objects established by the ontosemiotic approach. This communication represents the first step of a second phase of research we made that was related to mathematics and juggling, which took place within a juggling community. The purpose of the whole research is to foster the use of juggling tasks in future proposals with secondary school students. SciSwap, also known as quantum juggling or the Cambridge notation, is a numerical language for describing and representing juggling patterns. First ideas of specific juggling diagrams of some basic juggling patterns, together with the mathematical theory and theorems, arose in the early 80s from studies in the computer science field and in the physics field at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena, at the University of California, Santa Cruz, and at the University of Cambridge. You have to think to a metronome working, which marks constantly the time. Each ticking is called beat. When you juggle a ball, at each beat something happens. Let's see a schematic representation of what happens with the most common juggling trick, the so-called cascade. In this scheme, the left hand and the right hand are represented. The 3 balls are being juggled, the red, the blue, and the black, and they are moving, and at each beat they change position in the space. The small colored arrows represent the direction of motion. It takes 3 beats for a ball to land in the opposite hand. Now we wanted to introduce the ladder diagram, a graphic representation of the proposed juggling trick. Let's see an animation which will clarify better the concept. This animation is taken from the video Juggling by Numbers by number 5. There's a one-to-one correspondence between the representation with the ladder diagram and the trick displayed by the juggler. The graphic representation remains in effect as a step ladder. As the three balls behave the same, that is, it takes 3 beats for landing in the opposite end, we will refer to this particular trick called the cascade with the numeric string 3, 3, 3. The aim of the task we structured is to introduce the use of the ladder model. The formulation of the task is displayed on this slide. So you see they have the 1 ball cascade, the 2 ball cascade, and the 3 ball cascade have to be represented on this scheme, on the ladder scheme. The planned a priori expected resolution is now being displayed for 1 ball, 2 ball cascade, and 3 ball cascade. The analysis made with the ontosemiotic approach allowed us to detect the following primary objects. Problem: represent the trick 333 using the ladder notation. Properties: the beats follow each other at constant intervals. Balls are thrown to the sound of the metronome. The distance between the rungs of the ladder is a constant. The way you throw balls, for example, if you throw from outside to inside or other variations, the way you throw balls does not affect the representation of the trick with the ladder model. At each beat, something happens, and at each beat, the hands move alternately. The height that each beat reaches depends on the value of the BPS, beats per second, of the metronome. Lower BPS corresponds higher throw and vice versa. From the ball throw to his catch, 3 beats occur. Procedure: climb 3 steps of the ladder alternately and load the ball. Repeat the procedure for the second and third ball. Proposition: in this 3-3-3 trick, the 3 balls behave the same. The primary mathematical objects that emerge from the analysis of the expected resolution of the proposed tasks show the potential of juggling activity to work on different forms of representation of the same phenomenon. Recognized patterns, knowing how to represent them through a graphical and then symbolic notation, allows you to discover theorems and relationships and make predictions. So, in conclusion, juggling activity enhances understanding through diverse representation methods, graphic and symbolic. Juggling provides a tangible and engaging context to explore abstract mathematical concepts for formal education. The research serves as the initial stage of a larger project that intends to be tested and evaluated within a secondary school environment in formal education. Thanks for your attention.